everybody. Today we're going to do this bouquet of flowers, and it is on the very easy level. It takes a very short amount of time, and I did it with cheap watercolor, Crayola watercolors, and we're going to use the Crayola brush set, and that was like $3, and some Q-tips, and a rolled up receipt, and a Sharpie, and a pencil. So, and we're going to use the Canson watercolor paper, so we're going to make it a little bit bigger. This was just done on a sketch pad from Hobby Lobby, but it's not good water paper at all, so I'm hoping that this will turn out even better on the Canson, and I think it turned out pretty. It's no way meant to be realistic or anything, just a pretty little intuitive, just out of my imagination, a way to create flowers without much of a paintbrush. I did use a paintbrush on the base, but other than that, I just used Q-tips and this rolled up paper receipt to make the roses. So let's go at it. Okay, first we're going to start with our sketch. And I think I'm going to put my paper this way. Let's get it on the right side of the paper. The paper with the more texture is the paper you want, or the side of the paper you want to use. There'll be a smooth side and a textured side. So we're going to start with making our vase. And I just took and I just made a curved line. I'm not going to make it right in the center. I just made a curved line here, two curved lines, and a curved line here. So if you don't think that you have them exact, turn your paper over. And work on it from that way. And you can erase your lines, but I usually don't. So, and then I just take and I make a curved line coming across, kind of dipping in. And it's kind of like an oval. Like you're looking into a glass and it's a vase. And so what I did to start my composition for the flowers is I just drew a big circle real lightly because I knew I wanted my bouquet to be bigger than the vase. So, and we're just winging it. You can put your flowers wherever you like, but I know I want my flowers bigger than the vase. Okay, so let's get out a medium-sized brush out of this Crayola kit. Now you're using this I'm using this for the first time. So this will be kind of a review of sorts. I have opened it, but I have not used it. And this doesn't really have numbers on it, but it's like the next to the, I'm going to take these out. There's a small, medium, large, and extra large. That's the way I'll describe them. So I'm going to use the medium and see if I need one bigger than that. So I've got my water, my fresh water here, and my paper towel to blot my brush. So I'm going to wet my brush and come in here and wet my paper first. Doing that on the wrong side. first. And I wanted my vase to have kind of a bluish, I wanted it to be clear, but I wanted it to have a bluish tint to it. So, here, let's so I'm going to come in and I've got this blue paint here. And I'm just going to take it around the edges. And that's it. And then take it around the edges over here. Okay, I can already kind of see that there's little hair coming out the end here. And that's going to bug me. But that's alright. So, okay, so I'm going to rinse my brush, blot it off, and then I'm going to just blend it out. And then I'm going to take some of this lighter blue, which was this one. Oh, you can't see. So I took a little bit of this one right here, put it here, rinse my brush off a little bit, and get a diluted mix. And I'm going to make this be the water line. So this down here is going to represent water. Just a little bit. Colors. Alright, let's see. Let's make this edge just a little bit darker. I'm going to make sure that I really don't have any water in my brush so I don't get okay, so we'll call that our vase. That'll dry, and while that dries, we are going to take use some different tools today that you could find around your house. You could use Q-tips and a makeup sponge, Q-tips, a makeup sponge like out of an old eyeshadow thing, and you can, I thought I could get like a rose shape by rolling up a piece of paper and dabbing it in the edge of the water, and I think it did alright. You know, with these little orange peony type rose shapes. So I'm going to take and mix up some red, and the reason I'm doing this tutorial is some people may not have more expensive brushes. Let's see, let's put some of this yellow. Okay. And let's get some of this yellow. looks like it's orange in the pan, but it's a yellow for sure. And let's get some of this orange. Put it over here. I'm just going to have some different options for color available to dip into. I may not make it exactly like the other one. Probably won't. And let's put some of this purple. Oh, that's pretty. I missed that last picture. So I think that'll be more vibrant. And when it comes time to do the leaves, I'm just going to add water to this middle petal right here and use that and add to that. Because that I had a little bit of purple over here, and I put the greens in there, and then I just grabbed some of that purple too to make it a little duller, so it wouldn't be so in-your-face green. So, alright. It doesn't matter if you get that blue in there. And you can use your brush if you'd like for flowers too. I'm just going to show you some different options. I'll use the brush maybe for this purple. Let's just start. I usually work in threes, so let's do some little violets. That is driving me nuts. That little bitty hair. So just chop it off. Okay. So there's that. I might put some more over there. Actually, I think I will. Put some here. Let's just do little 4-petal, just little dot flowers over here. Let's make them like that. Okay, so rinse that brush out. I might add some more. So let's make some flowers with this little makeup sponge. So I'm going to get it wet. I tried it both ways. I tried it dry and I tried it wet. And it does work better wet. So I'm going to grab some of this red. And I'm going to start just putting it down and pulling it in different directions. And let's put some blue hyacinths. Let's get a Q-tip wet. And I kind of smash the tip down so it's kind of flat. And then I start making just dot flowers. Kind of working a cone shape. Leaving some white space. Come back up here and put another dot. And maybe mix some of this darker blue with lighter blue. Maybe take some of that darker blue and put down here too. I'm starting with my flowers and then I'll work my leaves around in it. Just put some over the top of a little bit different shade, working in layers. So it looks like it's nice and full and rounded. Maybe add just a little bit of that pink color in there too. Let's put some roses in there, sort of a pinky orange. And so I've just got this receipt just rolled up. I like that middle part to be shown. We'll just see. How it looks. We'll just test it. Okay, I can't see that middle part, so I'm just going to kind of push it out. Push it out. There. So, yeah, so I just tapped it up and down. Alright, there's a little bloom there. Let's put some over here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I pushed it down 5 times. Let's push some right here. 1, 2, 3. Let's push it down right back on the same spots in a different angle. There. Alright, so let's put that aside. And let's use another Q-tip. Let's get that Q-tip wet and let's go into this yellow some yellow flowers. It can be like coneflowers, or black-eyed Susans, little sunflowers, kind of poking on their side. Let's see. Let's put one up here. Okay. Let's put some flowers kind of coming out here. Kind of like baby's breath. And maybe some up here. Let's do some pinky flowers coming up this way. I feel like there needs to be something there. Let's put some more pinks coming out this way. Kind of hanging out. There needs to be something there. Maybe just another red. Let's see, what can we do? Take our brush maybe and get in there and just get some straight red. And this is going to work out, but we'll see. Let's do another red here. Just kind of do a blob. And another one here. Might drop some purple in there for just a little bit of a different shadow. So, alright, I think that's all for the color. Now we'll work on the leaves. I'll pause the video to dry that, and then we'll be back. Okay, so now we're going to put in some leaves. Like I said, I'm just going to re-wet this green right here. And I took that and I made that just by having some of this bright green. And then there was some purple on my palette, so I just grabbed that purple and mixed in with it. Grab a little bit of that, and it kind of dulled it down to the green I wanted. You could do the same thing with a little bit of red, and it would dull it down. So you can make the leaves different ways. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to make this leaf. I'm just going to paint them in. Make sure you have plenty of water so your paint can move. I'm going to do some stems on these hyacinths. Come down into the vase. And remember, your water's here, so your leaves are going to look magnified in the water. So there's 3 flowers there, so there's going to be 3 stems. Always need to keep a paper towel handy to wipe off that big leaf right here. And some leaves right here. Now remember, we're going to go in with our Sharpie, so nothing has to be perfect and precise. We're just connecting our flowers with the I just kind of messily connect them. These hyacinths have big long leaves, so I'm going to put them in there somehow to represent them. And I'm going to kind of make some brown out of this green. I'm going to add some of this red to kind of make some brown. To kind of put in between them. I didn't do that on the other one, but I think it looks nice. Looks realistic. It's a little bit of dark in there, which you can do with your black Sharpie. I'm going to make some centers for these black-eyed Susans. Just dots of brown. Let's see, is that enough? I can always go back and add more color later. Get some green. Missed a stem there. Just adding some darks, some shadows. Okay, let's see. I think that these need something in the center, maybe some yellow. I'll take the other end of my brush and just tap that in there. Swirl it around. Maybe put some yellow with these purple. They're dry, so I think that'll be good. Oh, I think that looks nice. And just tapping some different colors in. If I put a color somewhere, I like to put it somewhere else. Maybe even in this hyacinth a little bit. In the center of those roses. Or peonies. Just messily. Alright. Let's see. Maybe a little bit of yellow in these leaves. Stems, just to warm them up a little bit. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to dry it again. Let's put some of these. We're going to put some of these. Just a suggestion of some of these colors down in the bottom of the water. And I'll put some a little bit of red, just very diluted. And maybe a little bit of yellow. There. A little bit more red. Might end up getting too much if I'm not careful. Alright. So, alright, now I'm going to dry it and we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, we're back. So, you could definitely stop here if you would like. I think it looks pretty, but you know me. I will take a Sharpie to it. So I am going to start in, and I'm just going to start with the base, and you don't have to put a solid line around everything. You can just do it sketchily, or just put a line here or there. Like sometimes I'll just my Sharpie. It's kind of wanting to. So here I've kind of put the top of the water and kind of indicated lines, but not went around the whole thing. Alright, but I'm gonna start in and try not to get my hand in front of it. Kind of follow my natural paint lines. Okay, so this is our finished product. I did make you sit through all of it because it took me a little bit. It took me about another half an hour to go over these lines, and I just I didn't outline it all. I just it was just squiggly, and I left parts of it undone, especially on this lacy purple flower. And I was glad that I missed some areas and left some white space, and that give it some natural highlight. So I tried to use my gel pen on here a little bit, but it just wouldn't go on. Yes, so this is our final product. I will sign my name to it. Sign it within the painting. I don't know why, but markers just don't want to. So there, and remember the tools we used were just Crayola crayons and a rolled up receipt for the roses, one Crayola brush, Crayola watercolors, and some Q-tips and a makeup sponge. So, and we got this beautiful painting. So it's not light fast by any means, but it is fun and it's pretty, and you can mail it off to a friend or a family member during this stay-at-home time. Cheer somebody up. You could even put a little stamp over here if you wanted, but I think I'll just leave it like it is. So give me a thumbs up and a like and a subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.